Udhbava Shobano Deva Srigarbha Parameshwara Karanam Karanam Karta Vigarta Gaganoguha. This is the sloka number 40. Udhbava, Vishnu is one who manifests himself. Bhava means being present. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavannatha. We have said Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Bhavya, Bhava means being present. And also it implies when you say Bhava, as the concept of time is cyclical, when there is something is present right now, it should have been present in the past and it should be present in the future. Because in Indian philosophy and Western philosophy, there is a basic difference in approach in terms of understanding knowledge. It is a very interesting concept. Now, in Western philosophy, the acquisition of knowledge, the gathering of knowledge is known from outside. That is, now we have the laboratories, science, research, and scientists. Now, as far as Indian philosophy is concerned, it is being known only through yourself. That is the mind, because there are two things that are needed for understanding a thing. One is one that lies outside the individual and one that lies within the individual. So, instead of going and trying to find out something from outside, that which is to be known, you can know it by through which you know it. That is, you need yourself to understand what is available outside. Instead of going after 10 things to understand things, you can directly approach yourself because you are the knower. Things that are to be known are outside. It is easier to approach you because approach through yourself, it is easier for you. There is another conceptual difference here, is that in the Western system, knowledge is a positive concept. That is, you gather something which is not known to you. But Indian philosophy differs in that sense, in that it says, knowledge is something which is always with you because the reality, Parabrahman, is Sat Chit Ananda. The pure intelligence which consists of knowledge as well is ever present. Then how is it that we are ignorant? Because of your ignorance. That ignorance is called avidya in the individual level and as Maya in the universal level. So, when that avidya, that is the mistaken impression, the ignorance, the false knowledge, imperfect knowledge, transient knowledge, temporary information is cleared off, then you get the real knowledge. So, because of this fact, the approach to the understanding of the concept in Indian philosophy becomes different from what is being said in Western philosophy. Therefore, here when we say Udhbava, that is when something happens outside. So the concept, as I said, please remember, knowledge is taken from outside and the thing is Indian philosophy, knowledge is from within yourself. Now the information follows like this. Essentially, what is not will never become. That means, if something has never been in existence, it will exist again. Correct? There should be something, it should have existed. Without a seed, there can be no tree. So, if something is now here, it should have been before. Because there has to be a cause for everything. If Bhavaha, the state of being present, should mean that it had a past. And logically, what has been in the past is now in the present. Therefore, if you extend that logic, what is present now should always be in future. Is that point clear? You understand this point?
Sir.
This is a
Yes, sir.
very abstract point. Therefore, the time is eternal. Udbhava means it explains in one simple word, Udbhava, the entire philosophy of perception and the evolution of cosmos and the impermanence of things which we see. Because what is Bhava, what is present, is not real. Because we do not know what had happened because it is past. Now we do not know what is going to, what it is going to become tomorrow. Udhbava. Therefore, the entire universe is something which has manifested. Now, it is being said now, Vishnu is one who has manifested. The internal meaning is that Vishnu is one who has been present in the past, who is now manifesting himself, which also implies he is going to be there tomorrow. Udhbava Shobano. So when we say that Vishnu manifests himself, then where Vishnu was before he manifested himself? It's a very simple logic. That is, even in this philosophical sense, when you say that present existed as a past, then you should know where was the past before the present. I am not giving that for you, to think about it deeply because it might be abstract. But when I put it this way, when you say Vishnu Udhbava, Vishnu manifests himself, then where exactly Vishnu before? This is everybody is going to ask. Yes, the answer is given here. Shobano. How? Shobano. Shobano means in Indian system of cosmology, the evolution is, as I said, the Prakriti, the inert principle, and the three gunas. Three gunas are Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva consists of learned wisdom. There everything is quiet, a learned intelligence, Shanta, very calm, very quiet, unperturbed, not disturbed by emotions, knowing everything yet keeping quiet. The second is Rajas, being excited, being proactive, being hot-headed, reactive, and take decisions fast. The third is Tamas, unlearned, not interested in anything, totally, more or less we can compare to an idiotic level where the tendencies are towards, that doesn't mean they are people without any brain. The point is they have not disposed to any karma which will give or the disposition to produce anything, to perform anything which is beneficial either to them or to those who are around them. So these are the three qualities. These three qualities are present in each individual, and this again is determined by your Purva Janma Vasana. Now this combination, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, they keep on changing every second. So this, when it changes in every second, when the universe evolves, so it will keep on changing from time to time, from yuga to yuga, right? Now, in the initial, then where were these three gunas, Tattva and the Rajas? At one point of time, they were at rest. So in physics, you will find an object continues to be at a state of rest until impelled by an external force, correct? I think it is the second law of Newton, correct?
I don't know which law, but I have heard it, sir.
Yeah, it's the second law.
Yeah.
A matter, so something always remains at rest unless impelled. The same principle is here. That is, now if something has to remain constant, that it has to be calm, that it should not be disturbed, right? If you have a pot or if you have a vessel full of water, unless you touch it, it won't get disturbed. If you have a vessel to the fullest brim, you fill it up with milk. Then you slightly tap it. What happens? It spills over. But until and unless you touch it, it will remain stable. Similarly, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, they were at peace, in the sense that they were at peace, in the sense that they were in equal proportion, so that each cancelling the other. Therefore, it was at rest, there was no movement. The movement was nil. It was inert. There was no existence. No existence in the real sense of in the sense which where none of the things which we think have existed. Now, the another principle called Purusha, the active principle, it touches its sparsha, then it gets agitated. Agitated, when you want to take ghee, what you do is that when you make curd into majjiga, from curd to you make to buttermilk, what you do? You churn it, right? You churn it.
Yes.
That process is called Shobana. That is Vishnu as the Purusha, he churns it. When he touches it, the first principle, the Mahat is born, then was born the Ahankara, then on the outer side, on the macro side, evolved. I shouldn't have used the term born, evolved. On the macro side, the evolution was the Panchabhuta and Pancha Tanmatras. At the individual level, there were Pancha Kanmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, then Manas, Buddhi, then of course Ahankara is included. These 24 things make the Sankhya system of categories, that is the principles involved in the evolution of this world. But at the time of involution or the destruction of the entire universe, everything goes back in the reverse order. That is, the Indriyas go back to Manas, Manas go back to Buddhi, Buddhi back to Ahankara, this level, and in this level, Pancha Tanmatra, they go back to Panchabhuta, Panchabhutas again go back to this Ahankara, then Ahankara goes back to Buddhi, Mahat, from Mahat goes into the Prakriti. Therefore, as I was saying in a couple of days, I think probably in your class and the other class, when the death takes place, the 12th day, a Prabhuda Bali is being offered to Bhagavan Sri Vishnu. After having consigned the human body to flame, through that process, in that process itself, we consign our whole body, once the life leaves, it is being distributed to Panchabhutas, and finally, we make it on the 12th day, it goes to Mahavishnu in the name of Prabhuda Bali before moving the recently deceased subtle body, we don't call it soul, deceased Sukshma Sarira towards our ancestors as Pitruloka. So, Udhbava Shobano, Deva. Deva is the attribute used on certain conditions. One, the day term is used for those who can create, who can sustain, and who can live in that, ensure that they are destroyed in their time, and also it shines as an object inside the Sharira, and also takes part in all the activities and yet remain. Therefore, Vishnu is described, since Vishnu undertakes all these karmas, is called Deva. Sri Garbha, Vishnu possesses Lakshmi, or Lakshmi in his Garbha. Now we can always interpret that all the 16 prosperous attributes are born by Bhagavan Sri Vishnu, Parameshwara. He is the Lord of all beings. Then Karanam, Karanam, Karta, Vikarta, Gahano, Guha. Karanam, as I said, Karanam is one of the causes. Karanam. Karanam is an auxiliary cause. So when a thing has to be, when a result has to come, one is a direct cause and another you can call it is a hedu. It is an indirect cause. It is not a direct cause. It is an indirect cause. So Vishnu is an indirect cause and also Karanam. He is also the direct cause. That is the first cause. That is Pramana. First Pramana. That is the first cause also. Karta. And he is also the doer. Now you understand how they are saying. Vishnu is the material cause. Say when you are making a pot, you need clay. That is the material cause. Then you need one man to do it. That is the instrumental cause. Right? Then so what is the subsidiary cause you should have? The subsidiary cause that you need some water. Then you have the chakra, that that wheel that should turn. So various factors are there. Now having said that, now again they are coming back to Karta. See, why do you want to confuse all those things? He is also the Karta. Vishnu is the primary cause. Vishnu is the instrumental cause. Vishnu is the material cause. And also Vishnu is the cause itself. Karanam, Karanam. So when you say, when he is the cause itself, is he producing the same results? The next word describes Vikarta. No. He manifests himself in many ways. Vikarta. That is, he is the action. Vikarta, differentiated action. Because the same cause produces more than one effect. Vikarta, Gahano. He is unknowable. How unknowable in this context? Because when an effect takes place, we do not know what is the cause which has given the effect, correct? That is one philosophical, logical answer, but the other is Vishnu is unknowable in the sense that he is not knowable with the limited tools that are being available with you. Gahano, Guhaha. He is the most secret. Vistaranas Udhbava Shobano Deva Sri Garbha Parameshwara Karanam Karanam Karta Vikarta Gahano Guhaha. Vishnu is Vyavasaya. Vyavasaya means one who knows everything. He is a Jnana Swarupi. Vyavasaya Vyavasthanaha. Vyavasthana, who is the one who is the primary God. Vyavasthana is one who is the basis for everything. Vyavasthana. That is, he is the Jnana Swarupi. He is knowledge itself, and for that knowledge, he is the basic refuge from whom the knowledge springs forth. Samsthanaha. Samsthanaha is that he is the ultimate refuge in the sense that he ensures that everything stays with him. We said, Vivasayo, that is, he is a Jnana Swarupi and he ensures that he is the basis of everything, which automatically means including knowledge of things, and the things themselves stay with him. Vivasayo, Vivasthanaha, Samsthanaha. Samsthanaha, Sthanaho, Dravaha. Sthanadosha. This is the refuge. He is very steady. Dravaha. Dravaha is the goal, is the direction. It is the point at which everything is rooted. Dhruva. Dhruva, all of us know the Dhruva Nakshatra. In Indian philosophy, the time factor Dhruva Nakshatra is being taken as one of the basic factors in astronomy to define astrophysics. In the later portion, probably in the next class, we will deal with that. I'll just say a few words about that. Dhruva, you know the Dhruva story, and at the end of that, Dhruva is given a special place in Akasha, that is beyond Brahmaloka, which is very near to Vishnu Vaikunta, that is Paramapada. Now, Dhruva is something which is fixed in the sky. That is a permanent fixture in the sky. Now we have to know that there is nothing that is fixed permanently in the universe, because everything in this world is in relative motion. Relative motion. So every object in this universe is spinning away from each other. That forms the basis of the theory of the expanding universe. Even each atom is spinning away from the other atom. That is the basic theory of expanding universe. But relatively speaking, when we want to trace the movement in the sky, how do we do in astronomy? We need to have some fixed point of reference. For instance, we are calculating time in two levels. One at the point where we take the reference of movement of sun, which is called Surya Manasa, when the sun enters a particular zodiac sign, that is what we call Rashi, that month is being, the month name is given. For example, if sun enters the Simha Rashi, it is called Simha Masa, that is Mesha, then again Simha is time when the sun moves. So it is the constellation. So the movement of sun we have taken, the process, this is called following the movement of the sun is called Surya Manasa. This is most popular throughout all the world cultures and civilization. The second aspect, the second system is called following the movement of the sun, a movement of the moon, which absolute all of us know. We have the Tithis, Pakshas and Tithis, so moon also moves. So, taking the moon's movement, a system of time is followed, that is called Chandra Manasa. Surya Manasa and Chandra Manasa are the two concepts with which we work. So, the Dhruva is a relatively fixed spot in the sky. Now, this fixed spot is in Indian system of astronomy. In Puranas also is explained. We are looking at only the sun. The sun moves, and when the sun moves from the south to north, it is called Uttarayana. From the north, when it comes to south, it is called Dakshinayana. Right? Now, what happens is, now it is not the only sun which is in existence in the universe. We have so many suns. The Surya Narayana Swami, that is the basics, the Parabrahma Swarupa, he goes around the entire universe with 7 horses in his chariot, and the chariot is tied to Dhruva, which is relatively fixed to the galaxy, our Milky Way galaxy, in which we are living. The Earth is there, and the whole thing has as a name. It is embedded, it is connected through as though a akarshana, a force to Vishnu as the standard point of reference.